r/scams. Street Week 380 says, this popped up in my inbox, along with Google Docs links. The language struck me as a bit odd, and even though this company has a dot number, I found it a tad odd. I can't seem to find a lot of information on said company, but I censored both the links and the company, since I wasn't too sure about the rules regarding that. Included photo. Sabiriangringo says, bottom line is that, just because a company may exist, doesn't mean that they aren't being spoofed in order to run down a fake job scam. Especially if it isn't a job you ever applied for. Accomplished_scar 717 says, it's one or another sort of scam. Cups_and_cakes says, trust your gut. Vitamix Z says, did they give you a .com website? You can post website company link, that's not against the rules, since it's public info. I am Mutom says, job scam. No one just finds your resume and offers without an inevitable unscreening. They will say you're hired, take all your personal information, send you a fake check telling you to buy equipment, and send back the unused funds. The check will bounce, you'll be in the hook for all of it, and they sell all your personal information. Sonifab says, there's not enough information here to make any conclusions. Street Week 380 says, to further note, although this company sounded legitimate, a further search into the address led me to an apartment complex with a name I'm quite familiar with. I'm unsure if the information is wrong, if I'm losing it, or if, as I said before, it's phishing. HeyOEZ says, 99% of unsolicited job offers are scams. r/scams. Reliant Crocs 17 says, fell for a scam. I bank with Sophie. Received a call from Sophie. It was the actual bank number. It definitely was not them though. The representative said there was a security alert and attempted massive purchase from Dallas TX, him from Portland. I reset the password. After hanging up, all my money was gone. They used transfer to a friend. Worried I won't get it back. GTK Flash says, call your bank and act quick. That's your only hope, but it's probably too late. Do you have the details of the account the money was sent to? If so, contact the police. Nimble2 says, I think this is an unusual situation, because Sophie's percentage of the market is so small compared to Zelle or Cash App or Venmo, etc. This makes me wonder if the scammer somehow already knew that you had an account with Sophie. Kymelo says, so you gave them a code that you received while on the phone with them? Nimble2 says, let us know what Sophie says. See if you can get Sophie to tell you the email address or the telephone number that was associated with the Sophie account that your money was sent to, as well as the name of the account owner. If they do both of those things, then I might be able to tell you even more about the owner of that Sophie account. How much money was sent? You can easily follow that money and sue the owner of the Sophie account that received your money. What's the matter for says, going forward, if anyone calls you like this again, hang up the phone. Go to your account online and check to see what is actually happening to your account. Then change your password just to be safe. There are so many data breaches that it is a good idea to change your passwords for all accounts on a regular basis. Peric says, the best you can do when you experience this is to act fast. Call the bank the soonest as possible, as this will allow the bank to potentially intercept with the transaction. Moving forward, you probably need to activate 2FA on your online account. If Sophie doesn't have that on their app, you better choose another bank app that gives you such security. Nimble2 says, I'm curious. Why did you get a Sophie account? Do you also have a normal bank account, like with Bank of America or Chase Bank or Wells Fargo Bank, etc.? r/scams. Aggressive _ camera 612 says. Military romance scams and what to look for. Just some advice about some military scams I have seen, and I know a few people who've fallen for the military romance scams. And it's really sad. I need money for my maids and to pay for my mansion. Military personnel do not have maids or mansions. They tell you this to try to hook you in for more money. I need money for a airplane/bus ticket. The military pays for that. I need money for medical care. VA pays for that. They have their own medics on site. Even if they have a sniffle, the military pays for you to be looked at. I need you to send money to my friend in insert country here so they can cut me a check. You get paid. While in the military there is no need for a middleman. A friend of mine was helping out a friend of hers with this military general in Afghanistan. He wanted her to send money to his friend himself in Nigeria so they can send it to him, but they called from a 1-888 number and used the "I'm learning the local language and accent" as a reason why they have her accent. Fast forward 4 months, the friend of the friend gets kicked out of her house and is told by her military general that he needs money for a plane ticket and for a bus ticket to come see her in a week and they will go look at houses together. He kept saying his deployment date was getting pushed back and that he gave the money to his maids and needed more. We exposed him to her and he kept insisting he was real. The only way that we could get her to stop sending him her whole social security check was to turn her into social security. Another friend of mine fell for the same rouse. She was getting checks. They were real cashier checks, but they were stolen from a guy in California and tried turning her into a money mule. The bank seen the stolen check that she deposited, I think it was the 5th one she deposited in a month, and the eyes found out where the money was coming from. She was then visited by Homeland Security, and they told her that they would be watching her every move. Come to find out she was unknowingly supporting the Nigerian ISIS and became their money mule to deposit the checks in her account and send the money in a box because the military general didn't have a bank, so she had to deposit the check, wait for it to clear, and send the cold hard cash to another friend in Florida. She deposited one last check from this friend in California and the IS froze her account with Homeland Security pending investigation. Last time I knew, both females are homeless, broke, and under the watchful eye of Uncle Sam still falling for. Field of Fox says. Wondering if you should add about never boarding flights or etc. to visit someone in an unusual place who has been putting you off for so long or never met before. Immediately step in with police if you know someone is doing this. They will not be there and actually someone else will try to kidnap or mule you in land that you are unfamiliar with. Filthy Heartbudger says. I'm beginning to think the subset of people who end up homeless and destitute from scams and are yet still falling for them somehow need to be a new psychiatric disorder. It's really a form of altered reality. Very sorry to hear that has happened to people you know. Great post. Longboard Liam says. The military doesn't pay for bus fare or airline tickets for personal reasons. Gunlauger says. I had a moron try to scam me via rig DMs. I knew it was fake, but I was bored. They couldn't even keep their story straight over 2 hours. They were remotely stationed, their dad was dead, but later they were going to see their alive dad. But needed money for food. When I asked if they were on a base, they said yes. Well great, just go get a meal on base. Blah blah blah. I browbeat them into admitting they were a catfish, but really needed money. Reported and blocked. HeyOEZ says. Well, that was a sad read, sorry about your friends. Not just military, other common fake romance scammers use oil platform workers, or doctors. Overremove says. First thing a scammer of this kind asked me was, do you know someone in the military? When I said no, he proceeded safely on. But even with my zero experience, his story stank of scams. Espresso Books Cat says, being homeless is a harsh price to pay for being a scam victim. Friends turned a scam victim into social security, and what? They stopped her checks. I really hope not. Field of Fox says, top post. That's all for this video. Was it good? I know not, for I'm a robot. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. This video is the product of an automated process.